all, I'm Glamorous.
And I'm Redmond,
And today we're talking about, what's their names?
Oh, What's Her Face dolls.
Oh yeah, What's Her Face dolls were made by Mattel and ran from 2001 to 2003 until they were discontinued.
They had reasonable success in their early years, and I assume they were discontinued because they had to compete with Barbie and MJ's Bratz, which also came out in 2001.
But despite their short run, they are super unique dolls that had a lot of history behind them, so let's jump in.
First, let's talk about the four main characters' personalities. Much like most of the failed fashion doll lines we've talked about on our channel, the dolls' personalities are vague and as boring as cardboard.
You can describe the four main girls as glam, hip, sweet, and cool, and coincidentally, those adjectives would also be their names.
Yeah, we're not joking, those are their names.
Glam, hip, sweet, cool.
The first girl is named Glam. She is fashion-centered and is the palest doll, and that's literally all we know about her. Hip is a music fan, and she wears a tie-dye shirt and bell-bottoms in her first wave doll, so I'm guessing her name Hip is a play on hippies. She has a medium complexion, which is barely noticeable when you line up all the dolls together.
The third doll is named Sweet. She's an artsy type and is usually seen wearing pink clothing. She also has light skin, and that's literally all we know about her. The last doll is called Cool, and she likes sports, and I'm gathering that most failed fashion doll lines always have one character that randomly likes sports, like Kit from our High Glam video and Katie from our Live doll video. But anyway, Cool is the darkest skinned doll, but not by much. They definitely could have done better in their diversity department.
But onto the stuff you really care about.
I'm sure you noticed already, but these dolls have large heads with zero facial features, not even a nose.
They're the Voldemort of fashion dolls, but I mean at least he had eyes and a mouth.
I mean, they have ears, so at least they got that going for them. But their lack of faces is for a reason. That was their gimmick. Kids could draw on their faces.
What's Her Face dolls came with stamps which you could color with washable felt tip markers in order to stamp on their eyes and lips. If that didn't work, which it barely did, you could draw directly onto their face. Interestingly, What's Her Face dolls came with wigs and predated Live dolls, a doll line known for their removable wigs. Unlike Live dolls, which used a peg and hole to attach the wigs to the doll's head, What's Her Face wigs were attached using Velcro, meaning the dolls had Velcro on the tops of their heads and the bottom of their wigs. Also, unlike Live dolls, What's Her Face dolls' wigs were exclusively unnatural colors.
I know in our Live doll video, we said we thought it was weird that Live dolls' wigs attach via a hole in their heads, but honestly, I think the What's Her Face dolls' wigs are weirder attaching via Velcro.
Yeah.
So this is our formal apology to Live dolls.
We're sorry. We're sorry, Live dolls.
We're really sorry, because imagine taking off your wig and just hearing...
Oh my god, my hair.
I fooled you, I wear wigs.
Do you wear wigs?
Yes, I do.
Anyways, What's Her Face dolls were 9.5 inches tall and had a preteen build, according to Wikipedia. They had large, flat feet, which allowed them to stand on their own, and according to this blogger, their feet look like flippers, and I can totally see that. They kind of look like seals.
They do. They have articulation in their neck, shoulder, hip, and head, but their heads can only move and tilt side to side. Their heads are also made of a different material from their bodies, so the markers they came with stay on their faces better. The dolls usually come with a full outfit, 2 wigs, 3 eye stamps, 4 mouth stamps, 4 markers, and a flower mask to help you align the stamps.
And a sponge for erasing mistakes. They also came with this thing which you could rotate around to get ideas, and they came with 2 sticker sheets.
Alright, they got us.
Out of all the gimmicks these dolls have, stickers is my favorite one.
I love stickers.
If I was a kid when these came out, I would eat this up. I used to love stickers as a kid.
Although I wish like the markers they came with were a little bit more like realistic, like all the colors are bright and unnatural, so I feel like no matter how good of an artist you are, they're always gonna look a bit unhinged looking. Like, personally, I kind of like them without drawing on their face.
Yeah, I'm a maximalist at heart, but I love how simplistic they look, especially like when they have no faces. And I saw these pictures of them, no faces with sunglasses
Yes,
on.
and that's so cool.
They look so chic, so amazing. They look like fashionable mannequins.
Yes. I feel like if I got these dolls as a kid, I wouldn't like them because like you have to meticulously put the stamps on their faces and like they can easily wash off. I feel like I'd be like really struggling over these dolls.
We were perfectionists as kids, and I would be freaking cursing out my dolls.
Yes, like I understand though like why they're so popular for a short time because kids love drawing on things.
I remember specifically one time I was visiting my cousin's house, and they would draw on like all of the books they had, and I remember seeing that, and I was like, Mom, can I draw on my books at home? I asked because I'm a goody two-shoes, and she said no, obviously. So I was like, darn it, and I actually listened. but the temptation was there, like kids love drawing on things. Most of their clothes were reversible or could be altered in some way, so they were like 2 clothing pieces in one, like 2-sided skirts and shirts, or pants that could be turned into capris. But on to discussing all 4 of their waves, their add-on packs, their spin-off series, oh, and all of their unreleased stuff. We told you they had a lot of history, so strap in. Are you strapped in, Mocha? She wanted to sit here. I know she looks uncomfortable, but she wanted to sit here. She wanted to be on my lap. We didn't force her. I'm not forcing her. The first wave of What's Her Face dolls came out in 2001 and introduced the 4 main characters, each of them coming with 2 wigs and some reversible clothing, as well as everything we listed above, like markers, stamps, etc, etc, etc. A lot of stuff. Wave 2 of What's Her Face dolls, called Head to Toe, came out in 2002, that's a lot of twos, featured the same 4 characters with added gimmicks. Each doll came with 1 wig this time around that kids could dip in cold water to change the color of the streaks in the wig. The reversible clothes had upgraded fabric so kids could draw on the dolls' faces and clothes. The dolls also changed their theming, so Cool became Beach Cool as she came with a swimsuit, Glam became City Glam because of this city outfit. I don't really know what about this outfit is city themed, but you can for sure wear this as city. And Hip became School Hip. Finally, Sweet became Shopping Sweet, and you can certainly go shopping in this outfit. Anyways, this line had a lot of individual lines within it. While doing research for this video, I found 2 lines that weren't mentioned in the official wiki, like Evening Out and Party. I assume all the dolls were featured in every line, like there was a School Glam, a School Hip, and a School Sweet. Although I'm not too sure. All these names are kind of confusing. I just noticed while editing this video, they switched up Beach Cool and School Hip. So in the original ad, they called Beach Cool School Hip. Like, this is, you can't wear that to school, like you can't. No. Just something I noticed, that's really weird. Because the Beach Cool's original box says Beach Cool. So they messed it up in the ad. Whoever was hired, they messed it up. Wave 3 came out in 2003 and it was called What's Her Look? It was the last line available in the United States. The dolls Glam, Hip, Sweet, and Cool were renamed to Wild, Retro, Fresh, and Chic for some reason. They were all now an inch taller and slightly skinnier. No, they fell victim to 2000s diet culture. Or maybe they just aged and legally changed their names, I'm not too sure. Most notably, they came with a multi-pattern tube of fabric and scissors, allowing you to cut the tube of fabric to create unique clothing for your doll.
Stickers at high style, decorate and make it great.
The last wave to come out, Wave 4, was called Fab Faces. It was marketed in South America and Europe after the line was cancelled in the United States. The dolls had traditionally painted faces, but came with 3 extra snap-on faces. Similar to Blythe dolls, there was a button on the back of their neck which you could press to change the color and position of their eyes. If this gimmick sounds familiar, my scene and Monster High both had a line which was similar. Mattel really said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Fab Faces also had extra articulation in the elbows, knees, and hips. They came with 2 wigs and outfits which could be customized by using small button-like beads to attach lace, fur, and fringe. Only 3 dolls were produced in this line, which unfortunately didn't include a dark-skinned doll. The dolls were named Twinkle Eyes, Dreamy Eyes, and Stylin' Eyes. So I'm guessing these are new characters. That or the main girls got rid of their friend Cool and legally changed their names again. Interestingly, the name Fab Faces was later used by Mattel in the My Scene line, Fab Faces. There's something about them that just really creeps me out. I'm a doll lover as much as the next person, but I don't really like the fact that their eyes could literally follow you around the room if you wanted them to. Yeah, creepy. And like most doll lines, they also came out with pets. What was their names again? I don't know. Whatever. Pet. Their names are the whatever pet. We're not making that up. We're not making that up. Similar to the dolls, you could stamp on their faces, but you could also change out their ears or tails, so the whatever pet could become a cat, a dog, a rabbit, or a bear. Oh my. These dolls constantly have too much going on all at once. Unfortunately, the pets didn't come with a mask to align the stamps on their face, which I can imagine made their faces look a little more cursed than they already do. According to this back of box photo, you could pat its head and its tongue would stick out, so there's that too. Like, I feel like they couldn't stop adding gimmicks. Like, I feel like it's an addiction at this point. Okay, so that concludes the meeting for today. Does anyone have any last ideas or notes they want to throw out there?
Oh, okay, great. I have a few notes. Can I give them to you?
Just pass them along and I can read them after this meeting.
All right, great. Let me get them.
Hang on. The thing also came with a house or carrying case depending on the pack you buy, which you could also draw on, because why not? There's another animal which could turn into a giraffe, elephant, or donkey, because every girl needs a pet elephant. Oh yeah, and they both also had holes on the side of its head for glasses and could wear skirts, because why not? They also came out with a line called What's Her Baby? A line of toddler dolls with rooted hair. There were two that officially came out, one named Kissy? Yeah. Whoa, what? One named Kissy Face, my live reaction, and the other named Pixie Doo. The third, which was never released, was named Styling Steps. Wait, why is her name Styling Steps? I don't know. Okay, maybe she's meant to like move or walk. Blue Moon wrote this part, I'm learning these names for the first time. Kissy Face came with 3 lip molds which you could attach via the hole on her face, which looks super cursed. She also came with the traditional eye stamps and a notepad that you could stamp and use as a doll suitcase. You could color her lips with marker and stamp them on the notepad paper. Oh yeah, and she came with a kissing booth. What? Like, she's a baby, right? Like, is that not weird to anybody else? Like, you should have saw my face as soon as I saw that back of box photo. Like, the night I was looking this doll up, I was like, what the fuck? Like, my face dropped, my jaw dropped, my heart sank. I was like, what the fuck? Maybe we're making it into something that it isn't, but that's weird, right? Like the boxes line up for a kiss, like, what? With a baby? Like, that's weird. Like, I'm calling the police. Yes, Chris Hansen, get your ass over here. Like, that's fucking creepy.
Why don't you take a seat right over there? What was on the agenda tonight?
I was just gonna...
Anyways, Pixie Doo seems more rare as it is difficult to find photos of her. Apparently she had a long braid which extended and retracted from her head. Because why not? What's Her Face also had a few fashion packs, like a line of 4 extra outfits which included pajamas, a raincoat and boots, a swimsuit and a silver party dress, which could all be customized and cleaned. There's also add-on sets that came with shoes, glasses, and more eye stamps and eyelashes. And we're not done yet. There was also a few packs which included extra clothing you could cut up and decorate. There was also 2 special edition gift sets, including What a Day, which was a 2001 Christmas themed set that came with 3 wigs and 3 outfits, and wait, what's that? Play scenes? It comes with play scenes! Oh my god, stop adding things! Pick a gimmick and stick with it, please, I'm begging you! We're begging you, please! Anyways, the second gift set was called the What's Her Adventure set, which was safari themed and came with a whatever pet. You know the one I mentioned earlier, that's a giraffodonk?
So her pet is probably the freakiest thing I've ever seen in the world. I'm gonna be honest right now.
Now onto the extra stuff. What's Her Face also came out with a playset called What's Her Space, which was full of furniture that could transform into 2 or even 3 things. Like the chair becoming a TV or the couch becoming a bathtub and bed. Like, I'm tired. I think I'm going insane. Are they gonna turn the dolls inside out next? I can't even imagine being them. Like, they not only have the most unstable home life, but just life in general. Like, everything's ever changing all the time. One moment they have a dog, the next moment they have a cat. One day their chair transforms into a TV, and another day they go to look in the mirror and their outfit's different, their hair's different, and their face is entirely different. Like, so much is happening all the time. I don't think I could survive in their world. Anyways, there's also a What's Her Face tote bag, which was a 2002 Toys R Us exclusive. It was given to customers upon purchasing a doll. And you know, every 2000s toy had to have a website and a CD-ROM, so of course What's Her Face dolls had to get some of that too. The CD-ROM allowed users to play as one of the 4 main girls and dress up. Well, I'm not going to summarize the game. It was a basic dress-up game. You can see it. You've played this game before probably. Their website also had games on it, but sadly it's no longer running. I did find some of the games uploaded onto another website, but I couldn't play them due to Flash being discontinued, although they seem like standard dress-up games just like the CD-ROM. And lastly, they have some unreleased products. In a 2003 Mattel catalog, we can catch a glimpse of some What's-Her-Face dolls that were never actually released. Alongside promotions for What's Her Look and Fab Faces, we can see dolls that look similar to the first wave of dolls, but with updated looks. Also, some unreleased accessories were featured, including a wig 2-pack and a replacement marker and stamp pack. And finally, a single fashion pack is seen that was never released with the rest of the fashion packs. Even though the dolls were short-lived, they were popular during their run. They even had an episode aired about them on Adult Swim in season 11 of a show name I don't want to say on camera, but I'll put up here on the screen for you to read your head instead. You're welcome. After the discontinuation, What's-Her-Face dolls' bodies were used for the We 3 Friends Barbie-related line. Yeah, look, they got them seal flippers. I think these dolls are a great example of what happens when you try way too many gimmicks at one time. Researching for this video was a headache because I was trying to comprehend all of their insane gimmicks, and once I found one, I kept finding like 5 more. Yeah. I was like, what do you mean you can dress up these pets, draw on these pets, the pets can turn into 5 different things, you can, it was so much stuff. Like, you should have saw my face when I saw a whatever pet for the first time. I'm like, I thought the weirdness stopped with humans, but they spread it to pets. The doll line feels like it would be in a commercial on Grunkle Stan's TV and grab dolls. Like, I know it's an obscure reference, but if you understand the reference, you understand. Like, they feel fake, they feel like they shouldn't exist. Like, I do admire their creativity and their innovation. Like, they're really out here trying it all. Oh my god, it's so hot out. Oh yeah. Much better. Once again, I want to say that I actually love them. I know we're making jokes about them this whole video. I really love how they look with sunglasses on and just like no faces. Yeah. They just look like chic mannequins. They look like high-end collector dolls almost. Like, I want one right now. And speaking of getting them nowadays you can find them online for fairly cheap, ranging from $10 to $40. So if you want one, head over to eBay. There's some listed right now. But that's the history of What's-Her-Face dolls. If you like us, you can support us on Patreon, where we post behind-the-scenes content, exclusive videos, and more. You can also follow us on our TikTok, our Instagram, our Redbubble, and our Mercari, where we sell cool stuff all the time, like Brad stickers from 2004/5. I'm not really sure, but oh my god, are these cool. These are really cool. And we're selling these 1993 Barbie hangers. Like, how cool is that? They're in box. And just remember, to dream is to expand your imagination and to create a reality. Anything's possible and things have to make sense. See you in our next video. I have to run to the camera.